Who are the Welsh's top names in first-year player drafts? Find out next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5 on Saturday, January 27th. I am Frank Stanfield, joined by Chris the Welsh. Popular time for first-year player drafts in Dynasty leagues. We're going to take a look at your top 12 and start with the top 4. Wyatt Langford, outfielder with the Texas Rangers. Dylan Cruz, outfielder with the Washington Nationals. Paul Skenes, starting pitcher with the Pirates. And Matt Shaw, infielder with the Chicago Cubs. It kind of feels like maybe those top 3 are a tier. Do you think Matt Shaw deserves to be in this group, Welsh?
I think he's outside of this tier because we will add, I did not put any of the international class in my first-year player. Everybody's different about this. I play in leagues, the Scott White League, that does not put international signees into the first-year player draft, but some leagues do. If we did, Yamamoto would be on this list. In fact, he would be number 2, and that would be the core 4. So in this iteration, without them on there, I think Wyatt Langford is kind of in a world of his own. Paul Skenes, if you value pitching a little bit higher, you're in a points league, he's someone you should pay attention to. I think he's going to develop great. I think his changeup is a totally underrated pitch that is going to be more developed into a double-digit % usage, which is going to help with his strikeouts, and all that fastball shape is going to go away. And Dylan Cruz has been on a little bit of a slide. I would love to be able to get into the Dylan Cruz business because I do believe he is an all-fields power hitter who is going to surprise a lot of people after he struggled a little bit at the high level. So those top guys are it. Matt Shaw is a personal favorite of mine. Most people do not have him. It is usually a Walker Jenkins. Matt Shaw, to me personally, covers a lot of spaces, power speed combo, great pro debut, and has a shot to hit the majors at some point this year, most likely at third base. So he's outside the tier, but to me, he is the leader of the pack into that next tier.
5 through 8 in your first-year player draft rankings, we see Max Clark, outfielder with the Tigers, Walker Jenkins, outfielder with the Twins, Tommy Troy, an infielder with the D-backs, and Hurston Waldrep, starting pitcher with the Atlanta Braves. This tier, or grouping rather, it features different timelines, different skill sets. Max Clark and Walker Jenkins, high school outfielders, so a little bit further away. Tommy Troy was a college infielder, so maybe we see him over the next couple of years. Hurston Waldrep, all the upside in the world, nasty pitches, but does have issues with command. Talk to me about this group.
Yeah, Waldrep, it kind of might be one of the most exciting, but he's got a huge range of outcomes, kind of like in the high school hitter range. He's a huge strikeout pitcher, great splitter, but double-digit walk percentage issues. I don't know if he'll crack a rotation this year. You know, they're already setting their rotation up where AJ Smith-Shawver might not even be in it, so they could push him up. So we'll have to see. If the command issues gets fixed, he could be the number 1 pitcher in the minor leagues. I love Max Clark. Walker Jenkins is usually the common upper player, 4 or 5. I think Max Clark is going to steal tons of bases. He's going to be able to project into high power. Big workout guy, optimizer, looking at a drive line type of approach, paying attention to all the analytics, and he can hit to all fields, which I love. He's shown it at the high school level. I think there's crazy upside with him. Walker Jenkins, huge power upside as well, and makes good contact. Tommy Troy, kind of an all-around good player. We're going to have to see. He's been struggling with some injuries and where the power develops, but to me, when I did my my process, he kind of reminded me of a Matt Shaw light. So that's the hope, that the Diamondbacks continue to develop him and he can be a true power speed combo. But this is like a really good group here in the mid first round for your player drafts.
9 through 12, we have Brock Wilken, third baseman with the Brewers, Colt Emerson, shortstop with the Mariners, Noble Meyer, a high school pitcher from the Miami Marlins, and Leo De Vries, who is arguably, maybe not arguably, the top international prospect that was signed, 17-year-old Dominican shortstop who landed with the San Diego Padres. So again, Welsh, we see names from all different ages and sizes and skill sets. What do you got on Wilken, Emerson, Meyer, Leo De Vries?
Yeah, to me, this is the eclectic group of different, of different tastes of what you have. Brock Wilken is the proximity play. I would say the best power projection of anybody. Wouldn't be shocked if he was up this year. Colt Emerson, maybe one of the safest. There's a power question, but the guy hit almost 400. He's not going to strike out a whole bunch. He can steal some bases. Noble Meyer, I think, that has the highest upside of the pitching class. I mean, getting to develop a changeup with the Marlins with a plus fastball and slider, I am all in on. And De Vries is just one of those players where maybe there's going to be questions about what we truly know about the international market, but the body is there. He's an explosive contact bat. There are less worries about his strikeout issues that could arise. This is 5 tools, and he has almost been unanimously crowned as the top international guy. So I think that's where you start to be willing to take the risk that the bat is going to develop in a Padres system, which has developed some great prospects. Ethan Salas comes to mind. So that is the eclectic group of choices in the first-year player draft right there.
All right, for more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Audacy app, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5, and we'll be back again next week. Bye-bye.